The Bratz movie about teen substance abuse.
I used to work at a blanket factory, but the factory folded.
Jeez, one-way ticket to Squaresville.
We open up with what ultimately leads to all teen substance abuse, which is suburban life. Cymbaline's been really moody and distant with her family, and they just can't figure out why. Birthday's coming up, there's something really specific she wants that her dad says she can't have. Gee, I wonder what that is. Then her little sister asks her how to get guys to like her, but Cymbaline is too busy being upset and also being on to answer. So when she sneaks out later in the night, the younger sister Brianna decides to follow her and see where she's going. And then there's a ball of light, and then she's gone. And then there's a killer opening. Absolutely iconic. We have my favorite character, Dylan, who is currently being stalked by this bird. I'm sure the bird will have no consequences on the story whatsoever. Just gonna ignore the fact that in the opening, the bird turned into a weird witchcraft thing in this book. Cymbaline is caught dozing off in class.
Yeah, no doubt the little lady was daydreaming about me.
Not unless she's into leprechauns.
Very funny. Are you? Because, I got a little green suit at home.
He's just so quirky. I really hope nothing bad happens to him. A new girl has entered the school, and she's goth, so Dylan likes her. Her and Cymbaline look at each other, and I think they might know each other, guys. I think she could be the one giving her That's just a hunch, though. You know those goth people. Always doing
LBB. Little Black Book. I've got all my honeys in my LBB. Hey. Got chemistry?
We've seen more signs that Cymbaline is possibly doing substance abuse. Also, turns out Brianna has a crush on Dylan. I mean, who wouldn't? Sadly, Dylan barely notices that she exists because he's too focused on goth girls. Sasha tries to... Was it Sasha? Wait, I don't think it was Sasha. One of them tries to talk to Cymbaline about how she needs to get her life together or she's gonna fail chemistry.
Well, I guess some people grow up. Others don't. Sorry, gotta slide.
I wonder if that's like foreshadowing or anything. Dylan's bag with the LBB sadly does get stolen by the potential demonic witchcraft crow. But that's okay, because Dylan gets on his little motorcycle and he chases it through the streets, through traffic, and into the dark, abandoned woods. Goth Girl's here now. There's a really good transition where like she's not there and then she's there. I love transitions. I love cinematography. I like it because it's also spooky. And after the psychological horror movie, Bratz Sleepover Venture, we all know that the Bratz team is very good at being spooky. Music does start playing in the forest. Dylan sadly does become a victim. They go off to this tree. They walk really funny. And then I'm assuming Dylan becomes a victim to teen substance abuse. It happens to the best of us. Back in Bratz land, they're trying to put together a charity ball, and Cymbaline's dad is paying for it. And Cymbaline is supposed to be organizing it, but she has not shown up, and she has not called or answered their calls. Bratz go on about how she's literally the most together person they know, so something must be going on with her. And they decide to just show up at her house, even though they're terrified to because her dad's really strict about things. Why do they all have funny pointy shoes? Brianna threatens to tell on Cymbaline and tell her dad about her early birthday present and also where Cymbaline has been sneaking off to at night. And then Cymbaline physically hurts her. She quickly apologizes and says that Brianna should just start coming with her. Also, why does her neck do this? It scares me. So even though the Bratz know that their dad is really, really protective, for some reason, they show up in the middle of the night. Brianna lies and tells them that Cymbaline isn't here and they can't come in because she has to do homework. And then they say they want to talk to Brianna and Cymbaline's dad. And then Jade is like, isn't that kind of pushy? And I don't personally think it is, because if you think your friend is doing drugs and throwing their life away, maybe you should talk to their parents. Also, I don't know, because I was homeschooled and I wasn't around teen abuse, so I don't actually know. Chloe and Yasmin do break in, and they trip over this gnome. And whenever this gnome appears, they play funny bagpipe music, and I like that. They sneak around back.
Darkness creeps back into the forest. The free lands and its good people will be in peril.
Yes. Yes, I know.
And now it is just Game of Thrones. And then Chloe trips on the lawn gnome again. Cymbeline's dad comes out, and I like how fast he goes back to his suburban dad disguise. It's like instantly. Brianna finds them and says that her dad can't know that they're here, and they're gonna go directly to her dad if she doesn't tell them what's going on. And then Brianna's like, you need to be quiet. And then rave music starts playing, and they're now screaming because the rave music is so loud. And I like how her dad could maybe hear them talking quietly outside the garden, but he can't hear the rave music and also them screaming. But anyway, Cymbeline is a pixie, and the lawn gnome does bite Chloe, and then he yells at them, and then they leave.
What kind of Colleen is scared of 10-foot wall? They're scared of living daylight out of a poor little man like myself.
So cut to the next day. Dylan's a little bit different today.
Yes, Lena, my master. M-A-S-T-E-R. Master.
Jade and Sasha don't believe Chloe and Yasmin when they tell them that Cymbeline is a pixie. Understandable. Dylan starts singing the song that's actually like really good, subtle foreshadowing.
Oh, hunting we will go. Hunting we will go. We'll catch a fox and put it in a box, and then we'll let it go.
I really like this movie. I think it's actually genuinely written very well. So Chloe and Yasmin go to yell at Brianna to make her fess up and explain what's going on. But she can't, because she can't tell them that they're pixies, but they are screaming about it in the school and being very loud about it. And then she mentions that she has to go because she has a date with Dylan in the middle of the woods, and they want to go with her, understandably, because like why is she going on a date with Dylan in the middle of the woods?
Brianna, promise me you won't ever agree to meet a guy alone in the woods again. It's not a good idea. I mean, Dylan's harmless, but still, what were you thinking?
She's a freshman. She's not thinking.
That's very valid and good life advice that still holds up to this day. Don't meet men alone in the woods.
Driving, waiting, yearning, the burning hopes, the joy and
Chloe and Yasmin go check on Dylan, but then he just like dances away, and then they all chase him. They all run really, really funny in this movie. They end up in a super dark part of the woods, and it's really dark, and then there's like eyeballs, but they're not actually eyeballs, they're fairy wings, and oh my god, why do the fairies look like this? They look kind of high. It's almost like they're doing drugs. Yeah, they are definitely hot. Dylan starts throwing it back, and now Chloe and Yasmin are also doing drugs. We did lose them, sadly. Jade and Sasha find Brianna crying under a tree, and then she does a little bit of like a trauma dump about what happened to her mom, because no one knows what happened to her mom. And then there's a little flashback, and baby Cymbeline and Brianna are the same model as Ginger. You know, Ginger from Bratz Sleepover Adventure, Ginger the scary ghost girl. One day while Brianna and Cymbeline were out with their mom for, I think it might have been Cymbeline's birthday, but I don't actually remember. There was a snowstorm, and it got really bad really fast. Then their mom took them and left them by a dumpster, and then she was never seen again. And she also gave them a cute little wand. Then Brianna reveals the pixie world to them with the magical pixie glasses. And something I really, really like about this movie, sidetrack about how this is like actually a really well written, as well as it can be animated movie for a Bratz movie, is that it's been dark. It's been cloudy and dreary and looking like it's gonna rain every single day in this movie. And that's not really normal for Bratz movies. Normally it's like very bright and colorful. And then when they put the glasses on, the sun does come out. It's a really good contrast to show how bright and amazing the fairy world is compared to the normal world. And I really liked that. And I really appreciate when kids' movies are actually done good. I get comments sometimes that's like, why are you dissecting this so hard? It's just a kids' movie. And for one thing, it's just funny. I know it's a kids' movie. It's not that deep. We're just having fun here, Jerry. Just because it's a kids' movie is not a good excuse that it can't be a good movie. Kids deserve to have good movies. Kids deserve to have things that you grow up and you look back on and you go, oh, I remember that movie. I maybe want to watch it again. That's why we go back and we watch these movies, because we're like, oh yeah, I remember that movie. And sometimes we remember them because they're so bad or they're so traumatizing. Insert the Bratz psychological horror movie. But a lot of times we remember them because we remember how much we loved them as kids and how much they stuck out to us as kids. One of the cute inspirational sayings in this movie is, be brave, hold on to each other, and never let go. And that, on top of helping your friend get over teen substance abuse, is a really good message. And the fact that the movie's actually done well, that a lot of us remember it to this day, is also just like, it's just a good movie. When they take the glasses off, it also slowly transitions back to being cloudy. Brianna tells them that her dad is the king of the pixies, which is crazy. Look at this man. And they ask why the pixies don't just live in the real world with non-magical folks, and Brianna says it's because the pixies are supposed to help people and nature. And then they show that by showing this lady grab this guy's balloon and bring it back down to him, and then she just poofs away. So is it like once you complete your task, once you do your good deed for people or nature, you just die? Like, is that what happens? Where did she go? They decide to sneak out to the party that Chloe and Yasmin are gonna go to instead of helping with the charity ball. And I like how all of them at some point wear this outfit, and I know it's just so that they can sell the dolls. Okay, so huge light trigger warning. If you get like sick from lights or you get seizures, you need to look away. I will put a timestamp here, but this might actually legitimately kill you. I don't know why they decided to put this in a children's movie. I know it was like 2007 or something, but that seems really dangerous. So this is what all the dark pixies do in their free time. They go have a rave in this dead tree. The music has like a spell, and if you dance to it, you become a servant of the dark pixies. So that's why like Dylan and Chloe and Yasmin and Cymbeline are all like evil now. So the music is like actually the goth girl fairy, whose name is Lena. She doesn't want to serve Earth anymore, and so that's why he's trying to get the Pixie King's daughter so that he'll leave her alone and she can take over the world with her fancy raves. Lena tries to get Brianna to join the dark pixie, but Brianna does say no to. Then she throws pixie dust on all of them, and they all freak out because it only hurts the dark pixies. And also Dylan is here. We have not seen him in this entire like rave scene at all. He's just here for 1 second and we never acknowledge him, and then he's gone. And now the dark pixies are going to take over the world. Before she left, Lena trapped the girls underground, but it's okay because the funny little gnomes saved them. And also they brought alicorns. I will be saying alicorns because I did grow up watching My Little Pony. We get a really good animated scene. The music slap. It feels like something out of a Barbie movie, and I was a Barbie girl as a kid. I didn't really watch Bratz movies that much, so I think that's why I like this movie specifically so much. I think they might be having a little too much fun considering the end of the world is happening down below, but that's fine. Something else that was mentioned earlier is fairies only get wings on their 16th birthday. And Cymbeline really wanted wings, but her father said no, because like that's against the rules. You only get wings if you're a good person, and also if you're 16. And that's how Lena was able to like squirm her way into getting Cymbeline, because like she gave her wings. So what I don't understand is if a lot of the fairies, the younger fairies, really want their wings early, why would they turn to teen substance abuse? And also Lena, because girl, you have an alicorn. You can fly. I think this would be even better. Maybe the normal fairies that aren't the princesses of fairy world don't get a horse, but like you had a horse. How did you fall for this? We did find out that Lena is responsible for the loss of Brianna and Cymbeline's mother. She was the one causing the snowstorm, and then she used a big fancy spell and turned their mother into a tree. What I don't get is she went missing. This tree appeared here in the middle of the park, and it's been there since the exact day she went missing. So how did no one piece together that maybe, just maybe, in this magical world of pixies, she might be this tree? That took a lot of power out of Lena. So for the last 10 years, I need to say that over again. I don't know what I just said. That took a lot of power out of Lena. So for the last 10 years, she's been scheming about what to do next. She has Cymbeline now, and the way the royal family works is like the bonds of friendship and family makes your power stronger. So now that like his one daughter's in a ditch and his other daughter is on drugs and his wife is a tree, this man has no more power basically. But he actually does, and he immediately gets rid of Lena's spell and also brings Cymbeline back to normal. And now that Cymbeline's normal, she's kind of boring low-key. Like she was kind of more fun when she was on substance abuse. By the logic of the fact that he just did everything Lena just did, he should be stronger than her. But he's not still for some reason, and then she turns him into a tree and he's like growing in the sidewalk. But if the local government decided to cut this tree down, what would have happened to their mom? Would she just die? I really like this next scene. This is the scene I was talking about, you know, be brave, hold on to each other, never let go, blah, blah, blah. Bonds of friendship and family. All that good stuff in a children's movie. It is very witchcraft coded, and it is a little scary, but that's okay because it's Bratz fashion pixies. They hold hands and they chant, the tree lights on fire.
Be brave! Hold on to each other! Never let go! On to each other! Never let go!
Their mom comes back, and I really like how her fairy form, her most powerful true form, is also in the Y2K jeans and a skirt outfit. Lena does try to take them all down one last time, but Sasha does a somersault, and that's enough to distract her, and they take her wand away, and now she's just a person. And then the dad, oh yeah, he's back by the way, turns Lena into a tree. Because she's a bad person, her tree is ugly. And then a dog pees on it.
My thighs! They burn! Like I've been strapped in a vicious dance machine.
And then she does end up with Dylan. And then these characters in the Bratz cinematic universe are never mentioned again. So that was Bratz Fashion Pixies.
Making it better. It's a beautiful world to celebrate again. 'Cause we're living in harmony.
My overall thoughts. It does frustrate me how all of their fairy outfits are just the same with slightly different variations. Lena, I think, is a really well-designed character, and it makes her seem a little less special when everyone else is the same. She does have like a cool flared skirt, but still, I feel like they could have tried a little harder. I think it is insane that this movie is literally just a metaphor for substance abuse, but I also think it's really well done because it's kind of getting the idea of this into a kid's head without actually explaining to them what is, and I feel like that probably stuck with some people. Yeah, this was one of my favorite Bratz movies as a kid. That and the one where they go to Fairy Tale Land, I definitely want to talk about that, and I also sometimes think about the one where it was basically just Camp Rock, and I want to talk about that also, eventually. But I also want to talk about the Veggie Tales Lord of the Rings movie, so I don't really know what's coming up next.